Okay everyone, whoops, I'm a little zoomed in. Let me zoom out just a smidge. Pattern Dash Collections is where you want to go. We're going to do the pattern 4C Ruiten. I have no idea how to say that name. It starts with the 4C basic shape. Ellen has done a nice video on this. She's done it in very creative ways. I'm going to do something probably completely different, I'm sure. Let me get it bigger. So the first thing you're going to do is that 4C shape, just like we did a few videos back from when we did the Art Deco one. This one, let me see. Oh, come on. It couldn't be that far down in the pile. I just drew it. Where the heck did it go? There it is. When we just did this one, it's going to start very similarly to how we did this one. Okay, but it's going to turn out completely different because it's, once you start, you have a different approach to it. So first thing you're going to do is go ahead and do your grid in your little 4C shapes. So it's kind of like a square, except for you've got them curved, right? You get these little curves. And go ahead and do those into like a grid pattern. And then instead of connecting them how we did before, we're going to do diagonal. Okay, we're going to connect them diagonally. And then we're only going to connect, instead of connecting all the way through here like we did the first time, we're only going to connect part way, just till you hit the line, going the other way. And basically that's it. This step number 3, you're done. Do a little shading and you're done. Isn't that cool? I really like that. But you can then do a variation if you want. You can do some aura and make it look like this. It's up to you, however you want to do it. But the prompt word for today is golden. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on like a goldenrod sort of piece of paper. Whoops. You don't want to see my light. Turn that on. And I'm wondering what would happen if we do it on a non-standard grid. Instead of doing it nice and even, what would it look like if we did it not even? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make myself a border. Do I want a border? Nah, I don't think well, maybe. I don't like going to the edge. I might make myself a little small border. See what happens. And I'm actually going to put these ones on a non-standard grid. So I'm going to do it like this. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm making sort of arches. Like so. And then I'm going to do an arch going this way. So they get kind of closer. Can you see that? There, you can see it better that way. They get closer together here, and they fan out, and they're all slightly curved going this way and slightly curved going that way. And then I'm going to put my shapes there at the intersections. So they'll be closer together here, further apart there. Make them a little bit bigger or smaller here, further or bigger over there. And just see what that happens, what that looks like when we're done. I think that would be interesting. I think I'm going to draw in a larger pen nib today. I'm going to use an 05, not a .005, not the small one, the 05, the fatter nib. Okay. So, and I want them in on every, as compared to this other one that we did. That other one we did every other one. This one, I think we want to do every one. Every intersection. I'm going to start at the bigger intersections. Like that. I'm going to do the full intersections first and then come back and do the partial ones because I'm not too sure exactly what I want those to look like just yet. So the ones at the edges might only get a part of a that one. Does this one go? Will this one get anything? Will you see anything? Not really. You won't really see that, and you won't see that one. Okay. Just talking to myself out loud here. I'm going to go ahead and connect those two, get them a little bit, make that the edge of that one. That and like this. Okay. That looks good. So far so good. And now we want to do oh. Uh-oh. Since I did them the way I did them, ooh, there's no real diagonal. That's not good. There's no diagonal. Okay, so there really isn't a diagonal, so I'm going to do them here and go across this line. So I think this will give a similar look, but I'm not exactly sure because there's really no diagonal because of the way I did it. That's okay. You know, you learn by just saying, what if? What if I do this? I don't know. What if? So then we're going to go... Oh, shoot. This isn't working because there's no... If I go this way, they're not in between. Well, bother. Okay, so that answered that question as to what if we do them on a non-standard grid. I actually needed to do them every other one like we did on the first one. They need one in between. So we're just going to put one in between. Let's just make another grid in the middle here. We're just going to bisect these because we do need another row. So now I need to do every other one. I think so. I think that's what I need. Trying to make it match. You know what? We may be just creating ourselves a new pattern that has nothing to do with the pattern that I'm trying to do. That's entirely possible. So what happens is that you don't get the diagonal. When you do it on a non-standard grid. Because these needed to be turned the other way. Okay, so now, oops, my sample turned itself off. Oh, poo. Can't look at it like that. I want to look at it kind of sideways. Is this looking anything like it? I don't really think so. Nope, not in the least. Okay. Well, I've created a new pattern. It's not the same. It just isn't. It's not bad. It's a fun pattern. But it doesn't look anything like this pattern. Shall we just try again? Shall we keep it? I think I should try again. I really do want this pattern to work, so I'm going to just turn it over. I'm going to try again, and I'm going to make it standard. I think my problem was I started on the diagonal, and you're not supposed to. I'm just going to go like that. I see what I did wrong. See my grid? If I was to do this on a grid, what I did was, here's my grid. What you're supposed to do is this, right? You're supposed to do them going across this way, and what I did was this. I started on a diamond shape instead of on a square shape, and that's why mine didn't turn out right. I don't think it's bad. It's a perfectly fine pattern, and I will probably go back and finish it off and do something with it. But I wanted to see how this pattern actually emerges. So let me get rid of these grid lines because I really didn't need them. But that's what I did wrong. I see now that that's what I did wrong. Okay, so now we want to go diagonally across like this. Almost went to the wrong square. Okay, right? And then you do that. That is what it should have looked like. And then you can embellish or shade. Let's do a quick shade. Okay. And then a quick blend. This is just super quick shading because I'm really interested in maybe flipping this back over and trying to do something with what I did wrong. I like this. I really like this pattern, and I will be using it in something. Okay, that's really cool. I like the way that turns out. That looks so different than that. Wow. What can I do with this? I like this. I think this looks cool, but it's not that pattern. But what can I do with it? I don't know. Let's play. You know what? It's all a learning opportunity. And I just started reading a book about how to get out of your artistic slump, and all about what we do as artists to beat ourselves up and to make it so that we don't create. And one of the things is that we let fear stop us. And there were some really good talking points in that book. I highlighted a few. I should find them and share those with you. They're really good. And I've only read chapter 1. What do I want to do? Do I just shade it the way I have it? Do I color in the triangles? I think I'm feeling like I want to make these ones filled in. Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I need a bigger, maybe my brush pen. To just fill, oh no, not those. I wasn't going to do those. Oh, fudge. Well, there's another learning opportunity, or maybe maybe it was meant to be. Maybe it's my tile that's telling me that it wanted all the triangles filled in. So, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. So one of the exercises, the first exercise in this book that I'm reading is called Create the Ugly on Purpose, or Embrace the Ugly, or something like that. And the exercise was to do like a mind map, put the word ugly in the middle of the page, write down all the artistic things that you find ugly, and just like fill the page with thoughts about ugly art. What do you think is ugly art? You know, maybe graffiti to you is ugly art. Maybe certain colors are ugly to you. Maybe you don't like this goldenrod color. Maybe it reminds you of worksheets from school, always printed on that goldenrod color. I don't know what was the deal with the goldenrod paper for homework worksheets. I don't really know. But sometimes, you know, a particular color resonates with an unfortunate experience for you. So write that down. And then, or maybe it's an art style. Maybe you don't like abstract. Maybe, well, I think if you're on this channel, you do like abstract. But maybe you don't like minimal abstract, you know, where it's just like 3 lines that look sort of like a square, and that's it. You know, those sort of abstract paintings that are a big white sheet and a dot. I don't quite get those, but you know. Or maybe you don't like art that is the ones that are irreverent to body parts. They just take body parts out of context and make them, you know, a stack of heads, or a stack of baby doll arms or something. You know, maybe you don't find those attractive. Those are not things that I'm usually drawn to. I've seen some that are like that are very interesting and thought-provoking, but I've seen some that are just, they don't excite me. So, you know, but what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to write down all of these ideas, things that you find ugly. Or maybe there's some things that you've been beating yourself up over your own art. What parts of your art do you think is ugly? And then you're supposed to take that mind map, all your ugly thoughts, and you're supposed to take one and embrace it and do it. So you're supposed to do one of the art things that you don't like. use the colors you don't like. Do a style you don't like. That's the exercise. And it's supposed to help break you out of that mindset that you start calling your own art ugly. So many of us do it. I mean, I do too. But I have to stop and remember that just because I am not overly pleased with the result of a particular piece, and I may not keep it, I may put it in the trash, but I need to stop calling it ugly. I need to stop putting myself down and saying, well, see, you couldn't do it anyway. You tried this thing you wanted to do and it did not turn out the way you wanted to, and it's just ugly. We all do it. We all do it to ourselves. But I'm learning to say, you know what? It was a learning opportunity. It was not my favorite. It's not the way things didn't go the way I wanted them to go. But I'm learning how to embrace it and look at it as an opportunity to figure out what I don't care for, what I didn't like, the procedures, the steps that didn't go the way I'd planned, and I'm not happy with them. So I never call my work failure in my head, never call my work ugly. I try not to do that. I try to use more positive words to my own self, because I find that really helps me to keep more positive on my art and my art process. Now, I could have totally just said, you know what, I did this wrong, and just given up on it. Totally could have. But I'm starting to really like how this is turning out. So I'm thinking maybe a little highlighting and a little shading. Not sure where I want to do that yet, but it's going to look different than what it was supposed to look like, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Sometimes your art just wants to be, it just wanted to exist, and it wanted to exist in this manner. That's okay. It shouldn't define me as an artist. If I create an art piece that didn't go the way I had planned, I shouldn't let that affect going forward. I should just say, well, that was an interesting learning experience, and move forward. But people get stuck, and it's hard sometimes to get out of that stuck place. You get to a point where, you start feeling like, I don't feel like doing art today. And then you have to analyze, why don't you feel like doing art today? Are you afraid of failure? Are you afraid of making a piece you're not happy with because the last piece you weren't happy with? Are you fatigued? Are you stuck in a rut and have decided that you're just tired of doing what you've been doing, but you don't know how to start doing something else? That's where this book is kind of going. That happens to me a lot, especially in years past. The pattern community and making patterns and doing artwork with different pattern techniques has been the art form that I have stuck with the longest. I do other forms of art. I've done a variety of either crafting or art making in traditional mediums, or, you know, I've done scrapbooking, I've done, you know, fiber crafts, cross stitch, I've done sewing, I've done mixed media, art journaling, I've done all sorts of, you know, regular standard acrylic painting. I've done all sorts of different kinds of art. This is the only one that has captured my attention for an extended period of time. And I'm not exactly 100% sure why, but I suspect it's the creative pattern part. It's the doing something that you didn't expect. You know, this is what it was supposed to look like, and I think it does look beautiful. I really do. I should name it. What was it called? 4C Ruiten. Okay. This looks totally different. I'm not sure that it has a name. I don't care that it doesn't have a name. I'm going to give it a little bit of shading where I'm not sure where I want to shade it, but I think I'm going to do this. And I really like it. But you see, I stumbled across something different just by making a quote-unquote mistake while doing another pattern. And I think sometimes, you know, adding to a pattern or taking away from a pattern or changing a pattern is what keeps me interested in this particular art form over others. There's just so much creativity happening, and that it just keeps me engaged, which is, I think, awesome. Am I going to want to highlight as well? Probably. I know I love my highlights. This looks like it should have a something right there. So anyway, yeah, this is going on longer than a normal video, but then again, I'm kind of doing two drawings. And I'm really kind of happy with this. Now let's do a white pencil. And let's do some white highlights, and I'm going to do here, I think. I'm just going to follow this side of all of these shapes, and just, that's where I'm going to put it. Does that make sense? I don't know. But I think it looks cool. I like it right up against the black there. Yep, I like it. Does it make any sense? I don't know. What do you think? I like it. It's not what it started out as, but I like it. This one doesn't have a name. It's okay. I like it. Look at that. I have no idea what that is, but I am happy that I created that. So it's a variation of 4C Ruiten. I like it. All right, well, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to make that the final product, because that's the way the sample was. Do I want to put a little white in there? Golly, I really feel like I want to put some white in there. I'm going to do this side. Just a little bit. Why? I don't know. I just want it there. I like it. I like how a little shine. Okay. So I've put it on a goldenrod paper. So I've used the prompt golden, and I think it looks good. But I'm actually even more happy with this. Wow. So totally different. All right. Well, you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this one. I know it went kind of off the rails, but, you know, it is what it is. And I will see you on the next video. You guys have a great day. Do something nice for someone today. I need to take a break. It is noon, so I think I need to go see if I can find some lunch. And I'll be back. Draw a little bit more this afternoon. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.